Not why I'm so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you, but how I caught it, found it, and came by it. What stuff 'tis made, or world is born, I am to learn.
Believe me, sir, had I such ventured forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad, and that every object that might make me fear misfortunes my venture out of doubt would make me sad. Even now worth this, and now worth nothing. Shall I have the thought to think on this, and shall I lack the thought that such a thing would make me sad? Tell not me. I know Antonio is sad thinking upon his merchandise.
Believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. My venture's not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why? Then you're in love!
Fine.
Not in love neither. Let us say you were sad because you were not merry, and too easy for you to laugh and leap and say you were merry because you're not sad.
Here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsman, Lorenzo and Gratiano. Fare you well. I would have stayed till I'd make merry, if worthier friends had not prevented me. Good morn, my good lords.
Signor! When shall we laugh? Say when. You grow exceeding strange. Must it be so?
I'll make my leisure to attend yours.
My lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray you have in mind where we must meet.
I will not fail you.
You look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. You are marvellously changed.
I hold the world but as the world, Gratiano. A stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Let me play the fool.
No.
With mirth and laughter let all crinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man, whose blood is warm within, sit like his grandsire, cut in alabaster? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it is my love that speaks. There is a sort of man whose visage do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and do a wilful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom.
Gratiano!
Oh, my Antonio, I do know of such men, who are therefore only reputed wise, for saying nothing, when, I'm very sure, should they speak, would almost damn those ears, who, hearing them, would call their brothers fools.
Gratiano!
I'll tell thee more of this another time, but fish not with this melancholy bait for this fool gudgeon, this opinion. Come, good Lorenzo! Fare ye well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner.
Farewell, I'll grow a talker.
I must be one of these same dumb wise men, but Gratiano never lets me speak.
Well, keep me company but 2 years more. Thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue. Thanks, in faith. The silence is only commendable. It needs tongue dried, and the maid not bendable.
Is that anything now?
Gratiano speaks an infinite deal of nothing, more than any man in all Venice. His reasons are but 2 grains of wheat hidden between 2 bushels of a chaff. You shall seek all day ere you find them, and when you have them, they are not worth the search.
Well, tell me now what lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage that you today promised to tell me of.
'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I disable mine estate by showing something more of a swelling port than my fate means with grand continuance. Nor do I make moan to be a bridge from such a noble rate. My chief care to come fairly off the great debts, where in my time something too prodigal hath left me gauged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most, in money and in love, and from your love I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, and make clear of all the debts I owe.
I pray you, Bassanio, let me know it, and if it stand, as you yourself still do, within the eye of honour, be assured, my purse, and my extremest means I will unlock to your occasion.
In my school days, when I lost one shaft, I shot his fellow the self-same flight, the self-same way, with a more advised watch, to find the other thought, and by inventoring both, I have found both. I urge this child to prove, because what follows is pure innocence. I owe you much, and like a wilful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you were to shoot another arrow, that self-same way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I watch the aim, I'll bring your hazard later back again, and thankfully rest dead after the first.
You know me well. And you do me now more wrong in making question of my uttermost than if you'd made waste of all I have. Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed unto it. Therefore speak.
In Belmont, there is a lady, rich and fair, and she is fair, and fairer than that word, of wondrous virtues. Her name is Portia, nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for from every coast the four winds blow renowned suitors. Oh, my Antonio, if I had but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou know'st all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I the money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Then go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do, to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. Go, presently inquire, and so will I, where money is.
Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world.
It would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. And yet, for aught I see, they are sick that surfeit of those of which that starve with nothing. Choose happiness, therefore.
But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. Oh me, the word choose. I may neither choose whom I would, nor refuse whom I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. No, is it not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Therefore, this lottery that he hath devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereby who chooses his meanings chooses you will no doubt never be chosen by anyone other than who shall rightly love. What want is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that have already come?
Now I pray thee overname them, and as thou namest them I will describe them, and according to my description level at my affection.
First there is the Neapolitan prince. Oh.
He doth nothing but talk of his horse.
Then there is the County Palatine.
He doth nothing but frown. He hears merry tales and smiles not. I'd rather be married to a death's head with a bone in his mouth than to either of these two. God defend me from these two.
What say you to Falconbridge, the Baron of England?
You know I say nothing to him, for he understands not me nor I him. He hath neither Latin, French, nor Italian. And how oddly he is suited. I believe he bought his brown toes in France, his doublet in Italy, his bonnet in Germany, his behaviour everywhere.
What think you of the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew?
Very vilely in the morning, when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon, when he is drunk.
But if he should offer to choose and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you refuse to accept him.
Therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray thee, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. For if the devil be within, and that temptation without, I know he will choose it. I will do anything there is there. I'll be married to a sponge.
You need not fear, lady, of having any of these lords. They have just acquainted me with their determinations, which is to leave you in body with no more suit, unless you may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition.
If I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as chaste as Diana, unless I am to be obtained by the manner of my father's will. I am glad this parcel of wooers is so reasonable, for there is not one among them but I dote on his very absence.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a young Venetian, a scholar, a soldier that came hither?
Yes, it was Bassanio, as I think he was so called.
True, madam, he of all the men my foolish eyes ever laid upon was the best deserving of a fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. How now? What news?
4 strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there is a forerunner come from the 5th, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word that Prince's master will be here tonight.
If I could bid the 5th welcome with so good a heart as I can bid the other 4 farewell, I should be glad of his approach. Come, Nerissa, Sirrah, go before. Whilst we shut the gates upon one wooer, another knocks at the door.
$3,000 ducats. Well, aye, sir, for 3 months. For 3 months, well,
For the which As I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall become bound. Well,
May you stead me? Will you pleasure me?
shall I know your answer?
3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bound.
Your answer to that?
Antonio is a good man.
Have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
Oh, no. My meaning in saying he's a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. Ventures, he hath squandered abroad. And then there is peril. The man is, notwithstanding, sufficient. 3,000 ducats. I think I may take his bond.
Be assured you may.
I will be assured I may, and that I may be assured I will bethink me. May I speak with Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us.
Yes, to smell pork, to eat of the habitation which your prophet the Nazarite conjured the devil into. I will buy with you, sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so follow. But I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on the Rialto? Who is he? Comes here.
This is Signor Antonio.
How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian, but more for that in low simplicity. He lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. If I can catch him once upon the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. He hates our sacred nation, and he rails, even there where merchants most do congregate, on me, my bargains, and my well-won thrift, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him.
Shylock, do you hear?
I am debating of my present stock, and by the near guess of memory, I cannot instantly raise up the gross of full 3,000 ducats. What of that? Jubal, this wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me. But soft, how many months do you desire? Rest you fair, good signor, your worship for the last man in our mouths.
Shylock, although I neither lend nor borrow by the taking nor by the giving of excess, yet to supply the right wants of my friends, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed how much you would?
I am, 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months.
I forgot. 3 months, you told me so.
Well then, your bond, and let me see.
But he, methought you said you neither lend nor borrow upon advantage.
I do never use it.
When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep.
What of him? Did he take interest?
No, not take interest, not as you would say. Directly interest. Mark what Jacob
Well,
did.
mark you this, Bassanio. The devil can cite scripture for his purpose. An evil soul producing holy witness is like a goodly apple, rotten at the core.
$3,000 ducats. 'Tis a good round sum. 3 months from 12 then.
Let me see. The rates.
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Signor Antonio, many a time and oft in the Rialto you've rated me about my monies and my usances. Still, I've borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish gabardine, and all for use of that which is mine own. Well then, it now appears that you need my help. Go to then, you come to me, and you say, Shylock, we would have monies. You say so. You that did void your room upon my beard and foot me as you spurn a stranger cur over your threshold. Monies is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say half a dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Or shall I bend low and in abundance scheme, with bated breath and whispering humbleness, say this? Fair sir, you spit on me when it day roused. You spurned me such a day. Another time you called me dog, and for these courtesies I'll lend you thus much money.
I'm as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends, for when did friendship take a breed of barren metal for his friend? But lend it rather to thine enemy, whom if he breaks thou mayst with better face exact the penalty.
Why, look you, how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames you have stained me with. Supply your present wants and take no doit of usance from my monies. And you'll not hear me. This is kind I offer.
This were kindness.
His kindness will I show. Go with me to a notary's. Seal me there your single bond. And in a merry sport, if you repay me not on such a day, in such a place, such sum or sums as are expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh to be cut off and taken in whatever part of your body pleases me.
Content in faith, I'll seal such a bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You will not seal to such a bond for me.
Why, fear not, man, I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
Oh, Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own hard dealings teaches them suspect to the thought of others. Pray you, tell me this, if he should break his day, what should I gain by the extraction of the forfeiture? A pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so profitable, estimable neither of flesh as muttons, beefs, or goats. I say, to buy his favour, I extend this friendship. If he will take it, so. If not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Sherlock, I will seal unto this bond.
Then meet me forthwith at the notary's. Give him directions for this merry bond, and we will go and purse the ducat straight. I will be with you.
The Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind.
I like not fair terms in a villain's mind.
Come, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
Clean the floors better next time.
Certainly my conscience will serve me to run away from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow and tempts me, saying, Lancelot, good Lancelot, use your legs, take the star and run away. My fiend tells me, no, take heed, Lancelot, take heed. Do not run, scorn running. Well, the most courageous fiend bids me pack. There, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend, and run! Ow! My fiend says, budge not.
Budge not.
Budge, says the fiend.
Budge!
Budge not.
Budge not.
Budge!
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 Budge not.
Conscience, say I, you counsel well. Fiend, say I, you counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, whose God bless the mark is a kind of devil. And to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by my fiend, who, saving your reference, is the devil himself. My conscience is but kind of a hard conscience to offer to counsel me to stay with the Jew. The fiend gives a more friendly counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels are to command. I will run. Oh, rare fortune! Here comes Master Bassanio, who gives rare new liveries. If I serve not him, I will run as far as God is any ground.
You may do so, but let it be so hasty that dinner be ready farthest by 5 o'clock. See these letters delivered. Put the liveries to making, and desire Graciano to come anon to my lodging.
Indeed, sir.
God bless your worship!
Gramercy! Wouldst thou aught with me?
Indeed, the short and the long is, I serve the Jew and have a desire. To be brief, the very truth is, the Jew, having done me wrong, doth cause me...
What would you?
Serve you, sir!
Serve him! You! Peace, Leonardo. Thou hast obtained thy suit. Take leave of thy own master, and inquire out my lodging. Get him a livery, more guarded than his fellows, and think on this, good Leonardo. These things being bought, return in haste, for I do feast tonight. Hie thee, go.
My best endeavour shall be done herein.
Where is your master?
Yonder, sir.
Signor Bassanio!
Graciano!
Lei tua, bambina! Non può schermare, lei! Ma detto la giustizia
It's not mine! Signor Vassallo,
Gratiano,
I have a suit to you.
you have obtained it?
You must not deny me. I must go with you to Belmont.
Why then you must. But hear thee, Gratiano, thou art too wide, too rude and bold of voice. Parts that become thee happily enough, in such eyes as ours appear not false. But where thou art not known, why there they show something too liberal. Pray thee, take pain to allow some cold drops of modesty thy skipping spirit, lest through thy wild behaviour I be misconstrued in the place I go and lose my hopes.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. If I do not put on sober habit, talk with respect and swear, but now and then, wear prayer books in my pocket, look demurely, nay more, while grace is saying, put mine eyes thus with my hat, sigh and say, Amen. Never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
Nay, but I do bar tonight. You shall not judge us by what we do tonight.
I would entreat you rather to put on your boldest suit of mirth, for we have friends that purpose merriment. But I have some business. Fare you well.
And I must still rent some rest, but we will meet you at supper time.
I am sorry thou wilt leave my father so. Our house is hell, and thou a merry devil didst rob it of taste of tediousness. But fare thee well. There are ducats for thee. And Lancelot, soon at supper shalt thou see Lorenzo, thy new master's guest. Give him this letter. Do it secretly, and so farewell. I would not have my father see me and talk with thee. Adieu. Tears exhibit my coat, but adieu. These foolish drops do something drown my spirit. Adieu. Farewell, good Lancelot. Alack, what a heinous sin it is in me to be ashamed to be my father's child. But though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. Oh, Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian, and thy loving wife.
Mislike me not for my complexion, the shadowed livery of the burnished sun, to whom I am a neighbour and near bred. Bring me the fairest creature northward born, where Phoebus' fire scarce soars the icicles. And let us make decisions for your love, to see whose blood is reddest, his or mine. I tell thee, lady, this aspect of mine hath been the valiant. And by my love I swear, the best regarded virgins of our time have loved it too. I would not change this hue, except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen.
In terms of choosing, I am not solely led by nice direction of a maiden's eyes. Besides, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. But if my father had not hedged me by his wit to yield myself as wife to he who wins me, yourself, renowned prince, then stood as fair as any comer I've looked on yet.
Even for that I thank thee. Therefore I pray you, lead me to the casket, to try my fortune. By this scimitar that slew the Sophian the Persian prince, that won 3 fields of Sultan Suleiman, I would outstare the sternest eyes that look, I would brave the heart most daring on the earth, pluck the young suckling cubs from the she-bear, ye mock the lion, when he roars for prey, to win thee, lady.
You must take your chance, and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose, if you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterward in way of marriage. Therefore be advised.
No, will not. Come, bring me unto my chance.
Nay, we'll slink away in supper time.
Shh, shh.
We'll slink away in supper time, disguise us at my lodging and return. All in an hour.
We have not yet made good preparations.
We've not yet spoken of the torchbearers.
'Tis well, unless it may be quaintly ordered and better in my mind not to do it.
It is now but 4 o'clock. We have 2 hours to furnish us.
Friend Lancelot, what's the news?
And I shall please you to break up this. It shall seem to signify.
I know this hand. 'Tis a fair hand, and whiter than the paper writ on is the fair hand and writ.
Ooh, love news. In faith.
By your leave, sir.
Whither goest thou?
Marry, sir, to bid my old master the Jew to sup tonight with my new master, the Christian.
Hold here. Take this. For gentle Jessica, I will not fail her. Speak it privately. Go, Jessica. Will you prepare you for this mask tonight? I am provided of a torchbearer.
I'm alright. I'll be gone about it straight.
And so will I.
Was not that letter from fair Jessica?
I must needs tell thee all. She hath directed me how I shall take her from her father's house, what golden jewels she's furnished with, and what ship she hath in readiness. Come, prove this as thou goest. Fair Jessica shall be my torchbearer.
Your torchbearer, eh?
Well, thou shalt see that I shall be the judge of the difference of old Shylock and Bassanio. What, Jessica? Thou shalt not gormandize as thou hast done with me. What, Jessica? And sleep and snore. Why, Jessica, I say!
Why, Jessica?
Who bids thee call? I do not bid thee call.
Your worship was wont to tell me I could do nothing without bidding. Call you. What is your will?
I am bid forth to supper, Jessica. There are my keys. But wherefore should I go? I'm not bid for love. They flatter me. But yet I'll go in hate, to feed upon the prodigal Christian. Jessica, my girl, look to my house. I am right loath to go. There is some ill brewing towards my rest, for I did dream of money bags tonight.
I beseech you, sir, go. My young master doth expect your approach.
So do I his.
And they have conspired together. I shall not say you shall see a mask, but if you do, then it was not for nothing my nose fell bleeding on Black Monday last at 6 in the morning.
What are their masks? Hear you me, Jessica. Lock up my doors, and when you hear the drum and the vile squealing of the riot fife, clamber you not up to the casements then, nor thrust your head into the public street to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces, but stop at my house's ears, I mean my casements. Let not the sound of shallow foppery enter my sober house. By Jacob's staff, I swear, I have no mind of feasting forth tonight. But I will go. Go you before, sirrah. Say I will come.
I will go before, sir. Mistress! Without the thinking, there will come a Christian by with you like a Jew's eye.
What says that?
His words of farewell, mistress. Nothing else.
The patch is kind enough, but a huge fee. Snail slow in profit. Therefore I part with him to one that would have him help to waste his borrowed purse. Well, Jessica, go in, do as I bid you, shut doors after you. Fast fine, fast fine. A proverb never stale in thrifty mind.
Farewell. If my fortune be not crossed, I have a father, you a daughter, lost.
Lorenzo, I love you.
I'm Graciano.
Close enough.
This is the penthouse under which Lorenzo desires to make stand.
His hour is almost past.
And 'tis a miracle he outdwells this hour, for lovers ever run before the clock.
More of this hereafter. Here comes Lorenzo.
Sweet friends, your patience for my long abode, not I but my fares have made you wait. When you shall please to play thieves for lovers, I'll wait just as long for you then. Approach, here dwells my father Jew. Ho! Who's within?
Who are you? Tell me for more certainty, albeit I'll swear that I do know your tone.
Lorenzo and thy love!
Lorenzo, certain, and thy love indeed. For who love I so much? And now, who knows but you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours?
Heaven and thy thoughts are witness that thou art.
Here, catch this casket. It is worth the pains. I am glad this night you do not look on me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that they themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy.
Descend, for you must be my torch-bearer.
What? Must I hold a candle to my shames? They in themselves, good soon, are too light. Why, 'tis an office of discovery, love, and I should be obscured.
So are you sweet even in the lovely garnish of a boy.
Lorenzo.
But come at once, for the close night doth play the runaway, who has stayed for Lord Bassanio's feast.
I will make fast the doors and gild myself with some more ducats and be with you straight.
Now, by my hood, a Gentile and no Jew.
Beshrew me, for I love her heartily. She is wise if I can judge of her, and fair she is if mine eyes be true and true she is. Therefore, like herself, wise, fair and true she shall be placed in my constant soul. What? Art thou come? Oh, gentlemen, away, for this time I'm asking mates for a stay.
Who's there?
Signor Antonio.
Five, Gratiano. 'Tis past 9 o'clock. Our friends all stay for you. No mass tonight. The wind has come about. Bassanio presently will go aboard. I've sent 20 out to seek for you.
I'm glad I owned. I wish no more delight than to be in sail and gone tonight.
Several caskets to this noble prince. Now, make your choice.
The first of gold, which this inscription bears. Who chooseth me shall get what many men desire. The second of silver, which this promise carries. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. This third dull lead, with warning all as blunt. Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. How shall I know that I right?
But the one of them contains my picture, Prince. If you choose that, then I am yours withal.
Some god direct my judgment. Let me see. I will survey the inscriptions back again. What says this leaden casket? Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. Must give? For what? For lead? Hazard for lead? I'll no give no hazard aught for lead. What says the silver with her virgin hue? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. As much as he deserves? Pause there, Morocco, and weigh thy value with an even hand. If thou beest rated by thy estimation, thou dost deserve enough. Well, if I strayed no further, but chose here. Let's see once more this saying graved in gold. Who chooseth me shall get what many men desire. Why, that's the lady! All the world desires her. From the four corners of the earth they come to kiss this shrine.
this mortal breathing saint. One of these three contains her heavenly picture. It's like the lead contains her. 'Twere damnation to think so base a thought. Or shall I think in silver she's immured, being 10 times undervalued to that of tried gold? O sinful thought, never so rich a gem was set in worse than gold. Deliver me the key, here do I choose, and thrive I as I may.
There, take it, Prince, and if my form lie there, then I am yours.
Oh hell! What have we here? A chariot of death with a scroll between its maw. I'll read the writing. All that glisters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded tombs the worms unfold. Have you been as wise as bold? Young in limbs and judgment old, your answer hath not been inscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold. Cold indeed, and labour lost. Then farewell heat, and welcome frost. Portia, adieu. I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave, thus loses part. Ah!
A gentle Prince. Draw the curtains, go.
The villain Jew with outcries raised a Duke. He went with him to search for Sania's ship.
He came too late. The ship was under sail, but there the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola was seen together Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica. Besides, Antonio certified the Duke that they were not with him in the ship.
I never heard of passion so confused, so strange, outrageous, and so variable, as the dog Jew did utter on the streets. My daughter! Oh, my ducats! Oh, my daughter fled with a Christian! Oh, my Christian ducats, just as the law! My ducats! And my daughter.
Why, all the boys in Venice follow him, crying, his spoons, his daughter, his ducats.
Let good Antonio pray keep his day, or he shall pay for this.
Marry, well remembered. I saw Bassanio and Antonio tar. Bassanio told him he would make some speed of his return. He answered, do not so. Suffer not business for my sake, Bassanio, but stay to the very ripening of time, and for the Jew's bond which ye have from me. Let it not enter your mind of love. Be merry and employ your chiefest thoughts to courtship in such fair osments of love, and to conveniently become me there. Even then, his eyes turned being big with tears. Turning his face, he put his hand behind him, and with affectuous, wondrous sensible, he wrung Bassanio's hand, and so they parted.
I think he only loves the world for him. I pray thee, let us find him out, and quicken his embrace heaviness with some delight to him.
Do we so?
Quick! Draw the curtains straight! The Prince of Aragon has taken his oath, and shall be here shortly. Behold, there stand the caskets. Noble Prince, if you choose that where I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. But if you fail, without more speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately.
I am enjoined back up to do 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket 'twas I chose. Second, if I do fail of right casket, never in my life to woo a maid in way of marriage. Lastly, if I do fail in fortune of my choice, immediately deliver and be gone.
To these injunctions everyone doth swear that comes to hazard for my worthless self.
And so I have addressed me. Fortune now to mine adds hope. Gold, silver, and this lead. You chooseth me, must give, and as it all he hath,
thou shalt look fairer. Yeah, I give has that. But it's a golden chest. Ha! Let me see. Who chooseth me shall get what many men desire. What many men desire. What many men desire. That many may be meant by the full multitude that choose by show. I will not choose what many men desire, because I will not rank with common spirits, or rank with the barbarous multitudes. What unto thee, thou silver treasure house? Tell me once more what title that bear. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And well said too. Well, but to my choice. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. I will resume that. Give me a key for these. And instantly unlock my fortunes here.
Too long a pause for that which you find there.
What is this? The portrait of a blinking idiot! Presenting me a schedule? I will read it. Take what wife you will to bed. I will ever be your head. So be gone. You are sped. Still more fool I shall appear by time I linger here. With one fool's head I came to woo. But I go away with two. Sweet, have you? I'll keep my oath. Patiently to bear my own.
This anti-candle singe de moth. Oh, these deliberate fools. Come, draw the curtain, Nerissa.
There is a light at your gate, a young Venetian, one who comes before to signify the approaches of his lord, from whom he bringeth gifts of rich value, yet I've not seen so likely an ambassador of love.
No more I pray thee. I'm half afraid thou wilt say anon he is sunk into thee. Thou spent such high day wit in praising him. Now come, Nerissa, for I long to see quick Cupid's post that comes so mannerly.
It's Bassanio, Lord love and thy will it be.
Now what news in the Rialto?
Why yet it lives there in check that I'm doing half a ship of rich laden wrecked in the narrow sea.
'Tis true. The good Antonio. The honest Antonio. Oh, that I had title good enough to keep his name company.
Come, full stop.
Why the end is he hath lost his ship.
I would it might prove the end of his losses.
Let me say, I'll mend the times, lest the devil cross my prayer. But here he comes in the likeness of a Jew. How now, Charlotte? What news among merchants?
You knew none so well as you, of my daughter's flight.
That's certain. I, for my part, knew the tailor that made the wings she flew with.
She is damned for it.
That's certain, if the devil may be her judge.
My own flesh and blood to rebel.
There is more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory. More between your blood than red wine and Rhenish. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio has any losses at sea or no?
There I have another bad match. A bankrupt, a prodigal, who dare scarce show his head on the Rialto. A beggar that produced to come so smug upon the mart. Let him look to his bond. He was one to call me usurer. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend money for a Christian courtesy. Let him look to his bond.
Why, surely, if he doth forfeit, thou wilt not take his flesh. What good is that for?
To bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated mine enemies. And what is his reason? I am a Jew. Has not a Jew eyes? Has not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why? Revenge. The villainy you teach me, I will execute, and it will go hard, but I will better the instruction. Hello, Tubal. What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
Why? Diamond's gone. Cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. 2,000 ducats in that. And those are precious, precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ear. Would she were hearsed at my foot and the ducats in her company. No news of them? Why so? And I know not what spent in the search. Why thou loss upon loss? The thief gone with so much, and so much to find the thief, and no satisfaction, no revenge, nor no ill luck stirring, but what lights on my shoulders.
Yeah, other men have ill luck too. Antonio is a hidden Genoa.
What? Ill luck? Ill luck?
Had an Argosy cast away, coming from Tripoli.
I thank God. Is it true? Is it true?
I spoke with some of the sailors that escaped the wreck.
I thank thee, good Tubal. Good news, good news.
They came very fast of Antonio's creditors in my community defenders. I swear, he cannot choose, but brave.
I am very glad of it. I'll plague him. I'll torture him. I am glad of it.
One of them showed me the ring that I had of your daughter in exchange for a monkey.
Thou torturest me, Tubal. It was my turquoise. I had it of Leia when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys.
But Antonio is certainly my boy.
That's true. That's very true. Go, Tubal. Be me an officer. Bespeak him the fortnight before. I will have the heart of him if he forfeit. Go, Tubal, and meet me at our synagogue. Go, good Tubal, at our synagogue, Tubal.
I pray you, tarry, and pause a day or two before you hazard that in choosing wrong I lose your company. Therefore forbear a while. There's something tells me I would not lose you. I would detain you here some month or two before you venture for me. I could teach you how to choose right. Oh, but then I am forsworn. But if you miss, you'll make me wish as soon as I had been forsworn. Not beshrew your eyes. They have overlooked me and divided me. One half of me is yours, the other yours. Mine own, I would say, but if mine, then yours, and so all yours. And though yours, not yours. I speak too long, but 'tis to appease the time, to eke it and draw it out in length, to stay you from election.
Let me choose. For as I am, I live upon the rack. Lend me to my fortune in the casket.
Away, then. I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Let music sound while he doth make his choice.
ornament. In law, what plea so tainted and corrupt, but, being seasoned with a gracious voice, obscures the show of evil? In religion, what damned error, but some sober brow do bless it and approve it with a text, hiding the grossness with fair ornament? How many cowards, whose hearts are as false as stairs of sand, yet wear upon their chins the beards of Hercules, who, inward searched, have livers white as milk? Ornament is a guileless shore, 'twere most dangerous sea. Therefore, thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas, I will none of thee. Nor thee, thou pale and common drudge tween man and man. But thou meagre lead, who rather threatenest than dost promise o'er, thy paleness moves me more than eloquence, and here I choose, joy be the consequence.
How all the other passions fleet to air as doubtful thoughts and rash embrace despair and shuddering fear and green-eyed jealousy. O love, be moderate, allay thy ecstasy, in measure reign thy joy, scan this excess. I feel too much your blessing, make it less, for fear I serve it.
What find I here? Sweet Portia's counterfeit. What demigod hath come so near creation, and yet how far the substance of my praise doth wrong this shadow. Here is a scroll, summary and continent of my fortune. You that choose, not by view, chance as fair as chooses true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you will be pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where your lady is, and claim her with a loving kiss.
That you see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand, such as I am, though for myself alone I would not be ambitious in my wish to wish myself much better, yet for you I would be treble 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich. But the full sum of me is an unlessoned girl, unschooled, unpractised. Happy in this, she is not yet so old, but she may learn. Happier than this, she is not bred so dull, but she can learn. Happiest of all is that her gentle spirit commits itself to yours, to be directed as from her lord, her governor, her king. Myself and what is mine to you and yours is now converted. And even now, but now I was lord of this fair mansion, master of my servants, queen of myself. And even now, but now, this house, these servants, this same myself are yours, my lord. I give them with this ring, which, when you part from, lose, or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love and be my vantage to exclaim on you.
Madam, you have bereft me of all words, and there is such confusion in my powers, a wild of nothing, save of joy, expressed, not expressed. When this ring parts from my finger, then parts life from hence, will then be bold to say Bassanio's dead.
It is now our time, my lord and lady, to see good wishes prosper, to cry good joy, good joy.
My lord Bassanio and gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that I can wish, for I am very sure you can wish none from me. And when your honours mean to solemnise the bargain of your faith, I pray then, even at that time, may I be married too.
With all my heart, if thou canst get a wife.
I thank your lordship, that you have got me one. My eyes can look as swiftly as yours. You beheld the mistress, I beheld the maid. I got a promise of this fair one here to have her love, so long as your fortune achieved her mistress.
Is this true, Nerissa?
It is, madam, so you stand pleased with all.
And do you, Gratiano, mean good faith?
Yes, faith, my lord.
Our faith shall be much honoured in your marriage.
Good
joy.
joy. We'll play with them the first boy for 1,000 ducats. But what? Who comes here? Lorenzo and his infidel. What? My good Venetian friend Leonardo.
Lorenzo, Leonardo, welcome hither. By your leave, I bid my very friends and countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome.
So do I, my lord. They're entirely welcome.
Thank you, Your Honour. For my part, my lord was not to have seen you here, but to meet with Leonardo by the way. He didn't treat me past all saying nay to come with him along.
I did, my lord. My purpose herein, Signor Antonio commends him to you.
Here I open this letter. Tell me how my good friend doth.
The details of his estate are entailed within.
Nerissa, cheer yon stranger. Bid her welcome. Your hand, Leonardo. What news from Venice? How doth that royal merchant, good Antonio? I'm sure he'll be glad in our success. We are adjacent, we have won our fleece.
There are some shrewd contents in yon same paper that steals the colour from Bassanio's cheek. Some dear friend dead.
Sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasantest words into ever blotted paper. When I first did impart my love to thee, I freely told you all the wealth I had run in my veins. I was a gentleman, and yet, sweet lady, rating myself at nothing, you shall see how much I was a braggart. In telling you my state was nothing, I should have told you it was worse than nothing. For indeed, I've engaged myself, my dear friend, engaged my friend to his mere enemy to feed my means. Here is a letter, the paper, the body of my friend, and every word a gaping wound issuing lifeblood. But is it true? What, not one of his ventures hit?
Not one. It should appear even if he had the money to discharge the due, he would not take it. Never did I know a creature that did bear the shape of a man, so keen and greedy to confound a man. He plies at the Duke day and night, and doth impede the freedom of the state. If they deny him justice, 20 merchants, the Magnificos, and the Duke himself with the greatest port, have all persuaded with him. Not one can drive him of the envious plea of justice, of forfeiture, and of his bond.
When I was with him, I have heard him swear to Tuval, his countryman, that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value that he did owe him. And I know, my lord, if law, power, and authority deny not, it will go hard with poor Antonio.
Is it your dear friend that is thus in trouble?
The dearest friend of mine, the kindest man.
What sum owes he the Jew?
For me, 3,000 ducats.
What? No more? Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Double 6,000 and treble that before a friend of this description shall lose a hair through Bassanio's fault. First, go with me to church and call me wife, and then away to Venice to your friend. For never shall you lie by Portia's side with an unquiet soul. You shall have gold to pay the petty debt 20 times over. And when it is paid, bring your true friend along. My maid Nerissa and myself, meantime, will live as maids and widows. Come, away, for you shall hence upon your wedding day bid your friends welcome, show a merry cheer. Since you are dearly bought, I will love you, dear. But let me hear the letter of your friend.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried, my creditors grow cruel, my estate is very low, my bond
to the Jew is forfeit, and since in paying it is impossible that I should live. All debts are clear between you and I, if I may but see you at my death. Notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come, let not my letter.
Oh, love. Dispatch your business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste. No bed shall ever be guilty of my stay.
Jailer, look to him. Tell me not of mercy. This is the fool that lent out money gratis. Jailer, look to him.
Hear me yet, good Shylock.
I'll have my bond. Speak not against my bond. I have sworn an oath that I will have my bond. Thou callest me dog before thou hadst a cause, but since I am a dog, beware of my fangs. The Duke shall grant me justice.
I pray thee hear me speak.
I'll have my bond. I will not hear thee speak. I'll have my bond and therefore speak no more. I'll not be made a soft and dull-eyed fool to shake the head, relent, and sigh and yield to Christian intercessors. Follow not. I will have no speaking. I will have my bond.
It is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept with men.
Let him alone. I'll follow him no more with bootless prayers. He seeks my life.
I'm sure the Duke will never grant his prophet to hold.
The Duke cannot deny the course of law. Therefore go. These griefs and losses have so baited me, I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh tomorrow to my bloody creditor. Well, jailer, on. Pray God Bassanio come to see me pay his debts, and then I care not.
Lorenzo, I commit into your hands the husbandry and manage of my house until my lord's return. For mine own part, I have toward heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here, until her husband and my lord's return. There is a monastery 2 miles off, and there we will abide. I do desire you not to deny this imposition.
Madam, with all my heart I shall obey you in all things.
My people do already know my mind, and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. And so farewell, till we shall meet again.
Fair thoughts and happy hours attend.
I wish your ladyship all hearts content.
I thank you for your wish, and am well pleased to wish it back on you. Farewell, Jessica. Now, Balthazar, as I've ever found the honest truth, so let me find you still. Take this same letter, and use thou all the endeavour of a man in speed to Padua. See thou render this into my cousin's hand, Dr. Bellario, and look what notes and garments he doth give thee. Bring them, I pray thee, with imagined speed, unto the common ferry which trades to Venice. Waste no time in words, but get thee gone. I will be there before thee.
Madam, I will go with all convenient speed.
Come on, Nerissa. I have work in hand that you yet know not of. We'll see our husbands before they think of us.
Shall they see us?
Ah, they shall, Nerissa, but in such a habit that they will think we are accomplished. With that, we lack. I'll hold thee any wager when we are accoutred like young men, I'll prove the prettier fellow of the two.
Why shall we turn to men?
I'll tell thee all my whole device when I am in my coach, which stays for us at the park gate, and therefore haste. Away, we must measure 20 miles today.
That were a kind of busted hope indeed. So the sins of my mother should be visited upon me.
Truly, then I think you are feared, you are damned both by mother and father. You are gone both ways.
I shall be saved by my husband. He hath made me a Christian.
Truly, the more to blame me. We were Christians long before. This raising of Christians will raise the price of hearts. If we grow old to be pork eaters, we shall not surely have a ration that calls for money.
I'll tell my husband what you say. Here he comes.
I shall grow jealous of you shortly, Lancelot, if you thus get my wife into corners.
Nay, you need not fear us, Lorenzo. Lancelot and I are out. He tells me flatly, there is no mercy for me in heaven, because I am a Jew's daughter. And he says, you are no good men for the Commonwealth, for in converting Jews to Christians, you raise the price of pork.
Go in, Sirrah. Bid them prepare for dinner. And now, good sweet, say thy opinion. How dost thou like the Lord Bassanio's wife?
Past all expressing. It is very meet the Lord Bassanio live an upright life for having such a blessing in his lady. He finds the joys of heaven here on earth, and if on earth he do not mean it, then in reason he should never come to heaven. Why, if two gods should play some heavenly match, and on the way delay two earthly women, and portion one, there must be something else pawned with the other, for the poor rude world hath not her fellow.
Even such a husband hast thou as many as she is for a wife.
Nay, that's my opinion too of that.
I will anon, but first let us go to dinner.
Nay, let me praise you while I have a stomach.
No, pray thee, let us serve a table talk. Then howsoever thou speakest, amongst other things I shall digest it.
Well, I'll set you for.
An inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any drone of mercy.
I've heard your grace hath taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but since he stands obdurate and that no lawful means can carry me out of his enemy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go on, and call the Jew into the court. Make room, and let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leads this fashion of thy malice till the last hour of act. Then, 'tis thought thou'lt show thy mercy and remorse, and where thou now accepts a penalty, which is a pound of his poor merchant's flesh, thou not only leaves the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, to give him loyalty of principle, glancing an eye of pity on his losses, that however late so huddled on his back, enough to press a royal merchant down and pluck commiseration of his state from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by my holy Sabbath I have sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom.
How dare you!
You will ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say, it is my humour, is it answered? What if my house be troubled with a rat, and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it bathed? What, are you answered yet? Some men there are love not a gaping pig, some that are mad if they behold a cat, and others, when the bagpipe sings in the nose, cannot contain their urine, for affection, mistress of passion, sways it to the mood of what it likes or loathes. Now, for your answer, as there is no firm reason to be rendered, why he cannot abide a gaping pig, why he a harmless necessary cat, why he a woolen bagpipe, but if force must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend, himself being offended, so can I give no reason, nor will I not, more than a lodged hate and a certain loathing I bear Antonio, that I follow thus a losing suit against him. Are you answered?
This is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I'm not bound to please thee with my answers.
Does every man kill that which they do not love?
Hates any man the thing that he would not kill?
Every offence is not hated first.
What? Wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray you, think you question with the Jew. You may as well stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. You may as well use question with the wolf, why he hath made the ewe bleat for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their high tops and to make no noise when they are threatened with the gusts of heaven. You may as well do anything most hard to seek to soften that than which what's harder, his Jewish heart. Therefore I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no farther means, but with all brief and plain conveniency let me have judgment, and the Jew his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6. If every ducat in 6,000 were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How shall thou hope mercy rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? You have among you many a purchased thing, which like your asses and your dogs and mules, you use in abject and enslaved parts, because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them be free, marry them to your heirs, why sweat they under burdens? Let their beds be made as soft as yours, and their palates be seasoned with such viands. You will answer, the slaves are ours. So do I answer you. The pound of flesh which I demand of him is daily bought, 'tis mine, and I will have it. If you deny me fire upon your law, there is no force in the decrees of Venice. I stand with judgment. Answer, shall I have it?
Upon my power, I may dismiss his court, unless Bellario, a learned doctor whom I have sent for, come here today.
Ah, my lord, here stays without. Messenger with letters from the doctor, new come from Padua.
Bring us a letter. Call the messenger.
Good cheer, Antonio. What man courage yet? The Jew shall have my blood, bones and all, if thou shalt lose one flesh, a drop of blood for me.
I am attainted whether of the flock meetest for death. The lowest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground, and so let me, you cannot better be employed, Bassanio, than to live still and write mine epitaph.
Come you from Padua, from Bellario?
From both, my lords, Bellario greets your grace.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
Cut the forfeiture from that bankrupt there.
Not on thy soul, but on thy soul, harsh Jew. Thou makest the knife keen, but no metal can, no, not the hangman's axe, bear half the keenness of thy sharp envy. Can no prayers pierce thee?
No, none that thou hast but enough to make.
O thy damned, inexorable dog! Thou almost made me waver in my faith, to hold opinion with Pythagoras, but the spirits of animals may infuse themselves into the trunks of men, for thy desires are wolvish, bloody, starved, and ravenous!
Till thou canst rail the seal from off my bond, thou but offense thy lungs to speak so loud. Repair thy words, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. I stand for law.
This letter from Bellario doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he?
He attendeth here nearby, waiting whether you'd admit him.
With all my heart. Go, give him courteous conduct to his place. Meantime, the court shall hear Bellario's letter. Your grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter I am very sick, but the instant that your messenger came, in loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthasar. I acquainted him with the causing controversy between the Jew and Antonio, the merchant. We turned over many books together. He is furnished with my opinion, which, better with his own learning, the greatness whereof I cannot enough commend, comes with him, to fill up your grace's request in my stead. You here will learn, Bellario, what he writes, and here I take it the doctor. Come, give me your hand. Come you from old Bellario?
I did, my lord.
You're welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the cause of controversy that holds this present question in the court?
I am informed thoroughly of the cause. Which is the merchant here and which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock. Both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such a rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Yes,
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest.
It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself, and earthly power doth then show likest God when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which, if thou follow, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
My deeds upon my head. I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes, I tendered it for him here in the court. Yea, twice the sum. If that will not suffice, I will pay the bond 10 times over. I do beseech thee, press once the law unto your authority. Do a great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil of his will.
It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established. 'Twill be recorded for a precedent, and many an error by the same example will rush into the state. It cannot be.
And Daniel come to judgment, yea, Daniel! O wise young judge, how I do honour thee!
I pray thee, let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, most reverend doctor, here it is.
Shylock, there's price thy money offered thee.
An oath, I have an oath upon heaven. Shall I lay perjury upon my soul? No, not for Venice.
Right, this bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh to be by him cut off nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the tenor, it does appear that you're a worthy judge. You know the law. Your exposition hath been most sound. I charge you by the law, whereof you are a well-deserving pillar. Proceed to judgment. By my soul, I swear there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then, thus it is. You must prepare your bosom for his knife.
Oh, noble judge! Oh, excellent young man!
For the intent and purpose of the law hath full relation to the penalty, which here appeareth due upon the bond.
'Tis very true. Oh, wise and upright judge, how much more elder thou art than thy looks!
Therefore lay bare your bosom.
Aye, his breast. So says the bond, does it not, noble judge? Nearest his heart. Those are the very words.
It is so. They're balanced here to weigh the flesh.
I have them ready.
Now by some surgeon, Shylock, to stop his wounds, lest he do bleed to death.
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but what is that? How good you do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. Not in the bond.
That you, merchant, have you anything to say?
But little. I am armed and well prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio. Grieve not that I've fallen to this for you. Commend me to your honourable wife and tell her the process of Antonio's end. Say how I loved you, speak me fair in death, and when the tale is told, bid her be judge whether Bassanio had not once a love. Repent but you that you shall lose your friend, that he repents not that he pays your debt. For if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I'll pay it presently with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to my wife, who is as dear to me as life itself. But life itself, my life, and all the world, are not with me esteemed above thy life. I would give all, a sacrifice all hate to this devil to deliver you.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that. She will buy till you make the offer.
Antonio, I have a wife whom I protest I love. I wish that she were up in heaven, so that she may entreat some kindness to change this courage in you.
Well, you offer it behind her back, or else would make for an unquiet house.
These be the Christian husbands. I have a daughter. Would any of the stock of Barabbas have been her husband rather than a Christian? A trifle time, I pray thee, because you sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most rightful judge!
And you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it.
most learned judge, sentence. Come, prepare.
Mercator, turi omnipotens Deus, et dismus peccatis turis, et mercator turi omnipotens Deus. Amen. 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 Amen.
There is something else. This bond doth give thee here no jot of blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thy pound of flesh, but in the cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are, by the laws of Venice, confiscate unto the state of Venice.
O noble judge, O upright judge!
Is that the law?
Thyself shalt see the act. For as thou urgest justice, be assured thou shalt have justice, more than thou desirest.
Most rightful judge, most upright judge!
Take this offer then. Pay the bond thrice, and let the Christian go.
Here it
But
is.
soft, the Jew shall have all justice. Soft, no haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty. Therefore, prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou more or less, but just a pound of flesh. If thou cuttest more or less than a just pound, be it but so much as makes it light or heavy in the substance, or the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple, nay, if the scale do turn, but in the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscate.
A Daniel come to judgment, yea, a Daniel!
Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my principal and let me go.
Here is the money.
He hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond.
Why? Give me my forfeiture.
Thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture, to be so taken at thy peril, Jew.
Why then the devil give him go to this? I'll stay no longer question.
Tarry, Jew. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice, if it be proved against an alien, that by direct or indirect attempts he seeks the life of any citizen, the party gainst the which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods, the other half comes to the privy coffer of the estate, and the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only, in which predicament, I say, thou standest. Down, therefore, and beg mercy of the Duke.
Beg that thou may hast leave to hang thyself, but all thy goods being confiscate, thou hast not left the value of a single rope.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirits. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it, for half thy wealth, it's Antonio's. The other half comes to general estate.
Aye, for the state, not for Antonio.
Nay, take my life and all pardon, not that. You take my house when you do take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
A free rope, nothing else for God's sake.
So please, my lord the Duke and all the court, to quit the fine for one half his goods, I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter.
No.
2 things provided more. One, that for this favour he presently become a Christian.
No!
The other, that here in this court he sign a deed of gift, signing all he dies possessed of unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
He shall do this, or else I do regret the pardon that I late pronounced her.
Art thou contentest, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Clerk, draw a deed of gift.
I pray thee, give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, and I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it!
In christening, thou shalt have 2 godfathers. Had I been judge, thou should have had 10 more to bring thee to the gallows, not the font.
Sir, are you sure you're going to dinner with me?
I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. I must away this night towards Padua, and it is meet I presently set forth.
I'm sorry for me, that your leisure serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind, you are much bound to him.
Most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have this day been acquitted of grievous penalties, in lieu whereof 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew. We freely cope your courteous pain withal.
And stand in service over and above in love and service to you evermore.
He is well paid, that is well satisfied, and I, delivering to you, am satisfied, and therein do account myself well paid. I wish you well, and so I take my leave.
Dear sir, of force I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us, as a tribute, not as a fee.
Oh, you press me far, and therefore I will yield. And for your love, I'll take this ring from you. Do not draw back your hand. I'll take no more, and you in love shall not deny me this.
This ring, alas sir, it is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this.
I will have nothing else but only this. And now, methinks I have a mind to it.
There's more than depends on this than of the value. Dearest ring in Venice will I give you, only for this, I pray you, pardon me.
I see, sir, you are liberal in offers. At first you taught me to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered.
Sir, this ring was given to me by my wife, and when she put it on, she made me make a vow that I should neither give, nor sell, nor lose it.
That excuse serves many men to save their gifts. And if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I have deserved it, she would not hold out enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
My Lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deservings and my love be valued against your wife's commandment.
Go, Gratiano, run and overtake him, and see if thou canst bring him to Antonio's house. Away, make haste. Come, you and I will thither presently, and in the morning we will both fly towards Belmont. Come, Antonio.
Let him sign it. We'll away tonight and be a day before our husband's home. This deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo.
Fair sirs, you are well overtaken. My lord Bassanio doth give you this ring, and do entreat your company at dinner time.
That cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and so I pray you tell him. Furthermore, I pray you, show my youth old Charlotte's house.
Sir, I would speak with you. I'll see if I can get my husband's ring to you, which I did make him swear to keep forever.
Thou mayst, I won't. We shall have old swearing that they did give the rings away to men, but we'll outface them and outswear them too. Away, make haste. Thou knowst where I will tarry.
Come, good sir, show me to this house.
That I will do.
The moon shines bright. On a night like this, the wind did gently kiss the trees, and they did make no noise. On a night like this, Troilus, methinks, mounted the Trojan walls and set his eyes towards the Grecian tents where Cressid lay that night.
In such a night did Thisbe fearfully overtrip the Jew, and saw the lion's shadow air himself, and ran dismayed away.
In such a night stood Dido upon the wild sea banks with a willow in her hand, and cast her love to come again.
In such a night Medea gathered the enchanted herbs that did renew all the Eastern.
In such a night did pretty Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew, and with an unproved love run from Venice as far as Belmont.
In such a night did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing her souls with many vows of faith, and never a true one.
In such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love, and he did forgive her.
I would outnight you to know that you come, but hark, I hear the footing of a man.
Who comes so fast in the silence of the night?
Friend,
Friend? What friend?
My name is Balthasar. I bring word my mistress Portia will, before the break of day, be here at Belmont.
Who comes with her?
None but a holy hermit and her maid. I pray you, is my master yet returned?
He has not, nor have we heard from him. But let us go in. Jessica, pray thee, let us ceremoniously prepare some welcome for the mistress of the house.
Salah, salah, hoo-ha, salah, salah, salah.
Leave hollering, man, here!
Did you see Master Lorenzo? Master Lorenzo, salah, salah.
Here!
Where?
Here!
Tell him there's a post come from my master with his horns full of good news. My master here will be here every morning.
Sweet soul, let's in and expect their coming. And yet, why should we go in? Friend Balthazar, I pray thee signify within the house your mistress is at hand, and let forth music into the air. How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Here we will sit and let the sounds of music become the touches of sweet heart. Soft stillness in the night. Sit, Jessica. Look how the floor of heaven is thick and laid with patterns of bright gold. Not the smallest orb which thou beholdest is requiring in his motion to the young-eyed cherubims. This such harmony is in immortal souls. But whilst this muddy vesture of decay doth closely close in, we cannot hear it. Come, ho, and wake Diana with a hymn, that the sweetest touches pierce your mistress' ear, and draw her home with music.
I am never merry when I hear sweet music.
The reason is, your spirits are attainted, for do but note a wild and wanton herd, or a race so beautiful and unhandled colts, fetching mad bounds, neighing with bellowed loud, which is the hot condition of their mood. But do they hear, perchance, a trumpet sound, or any air of music touch their ears, you shall perceive them make a mutual stand, their savage eyes turn to a modest gaze by the sweet power of music. Therefore the poet Orpheus did feign that he drew stones, trees, and floods, since naught so stockish, hard, and full of rage. The man that hath no music in himself, nor is not moved by the concord of sweet sounds, is fit for treason's stratagems and spoils. The motions of his spirit as dull as night, his affections dark as Erebus. Let no such man be trusted. Mark the music.
That light we see is burning in my hall. How far that little candle throws his beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world.
And the moon shone, we did not see the candle.
So doth the greater glory differ less. A substitute shines brightly as a king until the king be by, and then his state empties itself, as doth an inland brook into the main of waters. Music, ha!
It's your music, madam, of the house.
Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day.
Silence bestows that virtue on it, madam.
The crow doth sing as sweetly as the lark when neither is attended, and I think the nightingale, if she should sing by day when every goose is cackling, would be thought no better a musician than the wren. How many things by seasons are to their right praise and true perfection. That peace, ho! The moon sleeps with Endymion and would not be awaked.
That was the voice. Oh, I am very much deceived. Portia. Dear lady, welcome home.
We have been praying for our husband's health, which speed we hope the better for our words. Are they yet returned?
They have not, but there has been a messenger to signify their coming.
Go in, Nerissa. Give order to my servants that they take no note at all of our being absent hence. Nor you, Lorenzo, Jessica, nor you.
We are no telltales, madam, fear you not.
Oh, your husband is at hand.
This night, methinks, is but the daylight sick, looks a little paler. 'Tis a day such as the day when the sun is hid.
We should hold day with Antipodes, if you were to walk in absence of the sun.
Let me give light, but let me not be light. For a light wife doth make a heavy husband, and never be Bassanio, so for me. You are welcome home, my lord.
I thank you, madam. This is the man, this is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound.
You should in all sense be much bound to him, for as I hear, he was much bound for you.
No more than I am well acquitted of.
Sir, you are very welcome to our house. It must appear in other ways than words, therefore I scant this breathing courtesy.
Oh yeah, I bet you did.
By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. In faith, I gave it to a judge's clerk.
A quarrel, ho? Already? What's the matter?
About a paltry hoop of gold, a ring whose posy was, for all the world, like cutler's poetry upon a knife. Love me, and leave me not.
What, talk you of the posy or the value? You swore to me when I gave it to you that you would wear it in your hour of death, that I should lie with you in your grave. Not for me, for your vehement oaths. Gave it to a judge's clerk. Ha! No. God's my judge, and the clerk will never have hair in his face if I had it.
He will, and if he lives to be a man.
I'm a woman, live to be a man.
Now, by my hand, I gave it to a boy, a kind of scrubby boy, no higher than yourself. The judge's clerk, a prating boy, who begged it of me. I could not for my heart deny it to him.
You are to blame, I must be plain with you. To part so slightly with your wife's first gift, a thing stuck on with oaths upon your finger, and so riveted with faith unto your flesh. I gave my love a ring, and made him swear never to part with it. And here he stands. I dare be sworn for him he would not leave it, nor pluck it from his finger for the wealth that the world masters. Now, in faith, Gratiano, you give your wife too unkind a cause of grief, and 'twere to me, I should be mad at it.
Why, I were best to cut my left hand off, and swear I lost the ring protecting it.
My Lord Bassanio gave his ring away to the judge, but begged it of him, and deserved it as well.
What ring gave you, my lord? Not that, I hope, which you received of me.
If I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it. You see my finger hath no ring upon it. It is gone.
Even so void is your false art of truth. By heaven, I'll ne'er come in your bed till I see the ring.
Nor I in yours till I see mine.
Forgive me. If you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, and could conceive for what I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, when nothing would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you had known the virtue of the ring, or half her worthiness that gave the ring, or your own honour to contain the ring, you would not then have parted with the ring. Nerissa teaches me what to believe. Some woman had the ring!
No, by my honour, madam, by my soul, no woman had it but a civil doctor, who did deny 3,000 ducats of me, and begged the ring, the which I did deny him. Even he that did uphold the very life of my dear friend. And what should I say? Sweet lady, I was enforced to send it after him. I was beset with shame and courtesy. My honour would not let ingratitude so much besmear it. Pardon me, for by these blessed candles of the night, had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give to the worthy doctor.
Let not that doctor e'er come near my house, since he hath got the jewel that I loved, and that which you did swear to keep for me. I will become as liberal as you. I'll not deny him anything. I have. No, not my body, nor my husband's bed. Know him I shall, I'm well sure of it. Lie not a night from home. Watch me like Argus. If you do not, if I be left alone, now by mine own honour, which is yet mine own, I'll have that doctor for my bedfellow.
And I his clerk. So do be warned how you lead me to mine own protection.
Do so. Let him not come near me, for if he shall, I'll mar the young clerk's pen.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
So grieve not you. You're welcome notwithstanding.
Pardon this enforced wrong, and in the hearing of these many friends, and even by thine own fair eyes, wherein I see myself.
Mark
Nay,
Hear me. Forgive this fault, and by my soul I swear I will no more break an oath to thee.
I once did lend my body for his wealth, which, had it but for him that had your husband's ring, had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again my soul upon the forfeit that your lord will never more break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this, and bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
Why, it is the same I gave the doctor.
I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio, for by this ring the doctor lay with me.
And pardon me, my gentle Gratiano, for that same scrubby boy, in lieu of this night, did lie with me.
Why? Are we cuckolds? We have deserved it.
Speak not so grossly, you are all amazed. Here is a letter. Read it at your leisure. It comes from Padua, from Bellario. There you shall find that Portia was the doctor, Nerissa there her clerk. Lorenzo here shall witness I set forth as soon as you, and even now, but now returned, I have not yet entered my house. Antonio, you are welcome, and I have better news in store for you than you expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find that 3 of your argosies are richly come into harbour suddenly. You will not know by what strange accident I chanced on this letter.
I am dumb.
Were you the doctor? I knew not.
And were you the clerk that was to make me cuckold?
I, but the clerk that never means to do it, unless she lives to be a man.
Why then, sweet doctor, you shall be my bedfellow when I am absent and lie with my wife.
Sweet lady, you've given me life and living, for here I read for certain that my ships are safely come to Rome.
How now, Lorenzo? My clerk hath yet some good comforts too for you.
Aye, and I'll give it to thee without a fee. It contains a special deed of gift from the Jew, all he died possessed of.
Fair ladies, you throw manner in the way of starved people.
It is almost morning, and yet I'm sure you are not satisfied of these events at full. Let us go in, and we will answer all things faithfully.
Let it be so. But first, my Nerissa shall be sworn as, whether till next night she would rather stay, or go to bed now, be it 2 hours today. But, were it daylight, I'd wish it dark, so that I may be couching with the doctor's clerk. Well, while I live, I'll fear no other thing, so sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring.
Gadal, Vit Khana, Le Khama, Balma, Tifa, Pirote, Yamli, Malotai, Bahayafon, Ve, Yomechon,
Ego te baptizo, nomine, de Patris,
Credo.
et Filis,
Credo.
et Spiritus Sancti.
Credo.